Oh my gosh, take a look at this mess. This is the custom closet space we made to hold the equipment and the whole equipment rack. This is pretty typical when you have a whole house wired as much wired as we pulled in our home remodel. So you can see that's all custom height. Brought the height down, shortened up the closet, made it the right size for this AV rack. As you can see, it's pretty messy. This is pretty typical for most installations when you're going to do a huge install as far as pre-wiring goes. The reason is when you're doing the wiring, it's one thing to try to make it look nice. It's a completely different other thing to try to just protect the wires. And when you have a bunch of contractors, painters, carpenters, drywallers all doing their share of work throughout the house, the last thing in the world you want them to do is cut your wires. So the best you can do is hope that they don't damage them. So as you can see, we just kind of strapped the wires up, kept them off the floor. There's some temporary wiring here at the bottom that we use just to temporarily get the internet running and the satellite system running. But it's time to address this issue. It's time to get our rack installed, get some equipment installed. Take a quick peek up there. This is how we're bringing extra wire out from the attic. So there's wire that is going to go to the rack. All the wire that is going to the rack is going to run through that tube. You don't have to do that. That's just what I chose to do. Thought it'd look a little nicer than coming out with a, I don't really like the just putting boxes with rings up there. I thought this would look different, and I kind of like the look. You can paint the wood or do whatever. Since it's just a rack in the closet, I'm probably going to leave it. But anyways, all the wire that's going to go to the rack comes out of the tube. And all the wire that's going to come is just going to stay inside of the panel. There's a wall panel right there. That is going to house my phone and my cabling. And right now it has my internet in there, it has my data. But most likely, I'm not positive yet, most likely I'm going to pull that data out and drop it to my rack. I'll find out how much space I have in my rack once I start wiring. But anyways, this is what the before picture. We still have to get our surround sound wires down. They're all up in the attic waiting to be dropped down this tube right now. So that's going to be super, super, super easy. Just push the wires down the tube and we're done. And then we also have to drop the power into this box right here. As you can see, I've got a dedicated 20 amp circuit feeding the rack, and I'm going to have that reverse outlet here. So this is the power coming out. And then I'm going to have the power going into the TV here. So this one's going to feed the power supply on my rack, and then I can come back off the rack and push the power back into here. Okay? I'm going to go up in the attic, drop down the wires, and then this video segment is done. This is really the last step. All I have to do now is push the wire down to my final location. Some of you guys might have a cabinet of some sort. I feel pretty confident that we've gone over a lot of skills, enough that you guys would be able to push it down to your cabinet, underneath your TV, or go to some remote location. Obviously I can't show you everything because this installation didn't encompass everything that you might find in your house. But I think we did cover a lot of ground today. The last step here is we're just going to push the wire down to its final location. You can see this pipe here. This is what's going down into my AV closet. So I'm just going to take the wires, tape them up, and push the wires down. Remember, super important, super important is that you guys leave yourselves lots of slack, okay? What I like to do is figure out where you think you're going to put the wire and then add 5 or 6 feet. If you're going to have the wire coming out from underneath the TV going into some type of cabinet or some kind of media shelf or something like that, you need 6 feet coming out of the wall. Don't shortchange yourself. You'll hate yourself forever. Anybody that works on your system after you is also going to hate you. So mine is going to a rack, it's hitting the floor, then going back up. So I I use a lot of slack on mine. And I don't mind if I've got to cut off 10 feet. It's alright. Doesn't bother me none. Notice I'm pushing all the wires down at the same time, so we're not burning anything. Sweet. Last wire. Remember, this is the power extension for the TV. So I know that I have a yellow power cable, a dedicated 20 amp circuit feeding my AV rack, and this guy is going to be landed in the box right next to him. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to follow where he goes. Ow! Oh, got me, sliver. I'm just going to push the wire down the hole, same hole that the yellow wire is going into. I'm confident that I can go down there. This yellow wire is going into a double gang box. I'm not even stressing. I know that I can go down there, pull out the double gang box. It's a cut-in box, so I can just slip it out and then grab a hold of this wire. That's it. That does it. This installation is pretty much done as far as the installation part. Now we're going to go into the hookup part, the surround sound hookup, but we're going to stop the videos there. Maybe cover a few details that we might have missed in the videos. But the next segment should be how to clean up an AV closet. That's going to be a big part of what you do next, and also how to hook up your surround sound system, how to hook up your surround sound receiver. So once again, thanks for watching. I'm Alan, and today we did AV. Now, you do AV.